There's a fascinating problem that we have today, in that we are led to aspire to climbing the corporate ladder, making more money, buying more stuff, and that somehow in that whole process we end up feeling successful. The reality is that you can talk to some of the most successful people in our culture who have the big lives, and as you talk to them, you realize that they're just like you or I. There's something deeply dissatisfying about all of that. And in fact, oftentimes the stuff over time becomes really apparent as a surrogate for something that can't be bought. That's the problem. So our two big lives, which I usually enumerate as including way too busy, trying to cram way too many activities in, trying to orchestrate everything so that you get the experiences that you think you need, as well as all the bigger house, the bigger car, the bigger this, the bigger that. All of that is trying to find something that cannot be found either in busyness or in stuff accumulation. And that is just showing up in the moment. The experience of being here is astounding if we allow ourselves to actually slow down a little bit and recognize what really satisfies. I use the metaphor of a remodeling, because there are absolute parallels between how we make our house fit us and how to make your life fit you. I'll give you just a couple of examples because that's probably a jump shift for a lot of people. But for example, in a house, when you find you have boxy rooms and a lot of obstacles that won't allow you to see from room to room, what do you need to do? Well, you have to open up some of the walls so that you can connect those views. The same thing is true in our lives. Often we live in these little, when we're at home box, and then when we're at work box, and when we're socializing box, they're all separate worlds that don't talk to each other. But by interconnecting them in a way where you start to be more, the word we have today is be more real, and allow the engagement within those different frameworks to participate with one another, you end up feeling much more whole. That's the equivalent of our house remodeling, but it's a life remodeling. And so in the Not So Big Life, I ask people, first of all, to take note of when they really have felt that sense of wonder and joy in life. And very frequently, it's not always, not universal, but very frequently it's when somebody's been taking a walk in nature and suddenly has come over a brow of a hill or something and seen a bunch of deer, or whatever it was, but it takes your breath away. And well, why does it make that happen? That is, you're actually 100% in that moment, and you didn't know that was coming. It's the not knowing and being like a child, open to whatever comes. That's the thrill. And we can't do that when we're going at 500 miles an hour. So the Not So Big Life is really a manual in many ways to help people, first of all, see where they're confusing all this accumulation that we do with true meaningfulness, and then how to find the meaningfulness that we're looking for in a different way.
For more information on Sarah Susanka and her books, the Not So Big House series, visit my website, expertrealestatetips.net.